Thanks for joining us. I'm Kaylee Nassif.
And I'm Dominic Cotronio. Welcome to Cronkite TV.
To start us off, the 2012 presidential election between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney is starting to heat up. While President Obama is stirring up controversy with his words on the private sector, his opponent in this year's election, Mitt Romney, is also ready to go on a 5-day bus tour across the Northeast and Midwest. Romney will be heading to 6 swing states in his Believe in America, Every Town Counts tour. Meanwhile, the strategist of the Obama campaign, David Axelrod, recently brought ideas to the table about accelerating job creation in the private sector. He's going to do this by hiring more teachers, police, and firefighters. However, the campaign between Romney and Obama remains extremely close. Turning our attention to a local issue, the Maricopa County Sheriff election is coming up, and our reporter Frank Smith is downstairs with more on the story.
Thanks, Kaylee. The self-proclaimed toughest sheriff in America, Joe Arpaio, has 3 known challengers to take his spot this November, and he definitely feels the pressure.
4 million candidates. 4 million.
Known for his tough immigration and DUI laws, Sheriff Joe has been the iron fist of Maricopa County for the past 20 years. Tent City has been the forefront of his campaign, but his challengers believe his system has failed.
All it does is it's a lawsuit magnet. It's run by the gangs right now, and the people that are in there, all we're succeeding at doing is making better criminals.
Challenger Mike Stauffer believes that Tent City has done little to decrease the number of DUIs in Arizona, while third candidate John Rowan believes it has room for improvement to keep repeat offenders off the streets.
What I am promising the people is I will improve the conditions inside Tent City. But I am not going to say something that I cannot deliver. And I don't see how anyone else is going to be able to close Tent City in the foreseeable future.
Why would you take something down that they like? Evidently, I keep getting reelected. I'm going for my 6th time, and I put the tents up on August 3, 1993. The tents are still there, and I'm still here.
Stauffer and Rowan aren't the only ones that threw their hats in the ring. Former police chief Paul Pinzone announced his campaign early this year. While Sheriff Joe having so much financial support, the other candidates have stiff competition.
So I have almost 7 million. What do you mean others running against? I've raised more money than any politician.
I don't have a political agenda. Right now, business owners and Joe Arpaio kind of are in cahoots, I think, because he doesn't want to interfere with his source of campaign contributions.
However, money isn't everything when it comes to keeping citizens of Maricopa County safe.
He needs all of that money to make the last 4 years of awful decisions that he's made to look good.
The Supreme Court ruling on SB 1070, which should be announced within the month, may also have an impact on Arpaio's re-election. Though he faces more challengers than ever before, he hopes that the citizens of Maricopa County will consider him best fit to serve their families and cities. I'm Frank Smith, Cronkite TV.
Thanks, Frank. Coming up, see what it's like to be at the ASU Summer Basketball Camp with returning women's basketball coach Charlie Turner-Thorne. Sports is next.
When you support aid, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the
Coach Charlie Turner-Thorne is heating up the court with her young summer athletes. Nika Roy-Ball takes a visit to the girls who are learning to be the best.
This summer, Coach Turner-Thorne hosts her annual girls' summer basketball camp, where they train with ASU basketball players.
As a counselor, we each have a team of girls from ages like 7 to 12, and we go through different drills, shooting clinics, passing clinics, defensive clinics, and then they actually play games and we coach them.
The camp influences young girls to want to play basketball more. They learn everything from basic basketball to what they need to know to be a top player.
My defensive skills I need to improve on because I didn't have my form good, and I need to get more athletic because you can't go the whole summer without exercising and stuff.
Enthusiasm and love for basketball lead young athletes from around the state to unite for the passion of one sport.
Young kids that love the game and work hard, just have a passion for it, that excites me and excites my passion for the game.
Camp ended with a sequence of games and tournaments between the girls to test their new skills.
It's a short amount of time, but it really helps you a lot with your ability of offense and defense. It's really nice.
In Tempe, I'm Nika Roy-Ball, Cronkite TV.
Charlie's final camp will be for players in 3rd to 8th grade from June 22nd to the 25th, so sign up now.
From basketball camp to the NBA playoffs, is it me or have the playoffs gone on for like 2 months, Fabian?
You know what, Dom? It's been a long time coming, but the finals are here. The playoffs are about to wrap up as the Heat and the Celtics squared off in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat, hosting the Boston Celtics, were feeling the pressure early on as Rajon Rondo was able to turn an early Miami turnover into 2 points for Paul Pierce. LeBron James was able to return the favor towards the end of the half as he forces the turnover, followed by his alley-oop slam to cut Boston's lead to 5. The Heat would take over in the 4th as LeBron drops in the long-distance 3 at the end of the shot clock. The Celtics just couldn't keep up as they would fall 101-88. The NBA Finals are set to begin Tuesday night in Oklahoma City and will be shown on ABC. In hockey news, the LA Kings hosted Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals against the New Jersey Devils. The Kings returned home to the Staples Center. With no score on a power play, Drew Doughty's shot is redirected by Dustin Brown to give the Kings a 1-0 lead. Later in the first period, the Kings are up 2-0, and Dwight King's pass is knocked in by Trevor Lewis to give the Kings a 3-0 lead at the end of the first period. In the second, more of the same as Dustin Brown with an easy pass to Jeff Carter, and he shoots and he scores. 4-0 for the Kings, and there is no hope for the Devils. In the third period with an empty net, Trevor Lewis gets the puck and scores, giving the Kings their first Stanley Cup championship in 45 years in the making, and how sweet it is. Their goalie, Jonathan Quick, was MVP of the series as the Kings celebrate. The French Open concluded their men's and women's finals this weekend, with Novak Djokovic facing Rafael Nadal on the men's side, and Maria Sharapova taking on Sara Errani on the women's side. On the men's side, Rafael Nadal would continue his dominance of clay early on, quickly taking the first 2 sets. But as rain continued to fall, Djokovic would come roaring back, taking the next 8 games. Nadal became visibly upset, overhitting shots and knocking some into the net. After numerous complaints from Nadal, the match would be postponed for the second time due to rain. The match would continue the next morning. Nadal would regain control and would go on to defeat Djokovic to claim his 7th French title. On the women's side, Maria Sharapova looked ready to claim her career Grand Slam, appearing in her first French final. Sharapova looked to be in charge from the start of the match, dominating her opponent Sara Errani in 2 sets. Errani, the 21st seed in the tournament, was unable to complete an extraordinary run in a tournament full of surprises. Sharapova takes her career Grand Slam, having now won at every Grand Slam event and winning on a surface that was once considered her weakness. In baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks were looking at completing a sweep Sunday against the Oakland Athletics. Joe Saunders was facing Travis Blackley on the mound. The Diamondbacks jumped out to an early lead in this one as Aaron Hill's bases-loaded single drives in 2 runs to extend the Diamondbacks' early lead to 3-0. The Athletics would chip away, though, continuing and cutting the lead to 4-3 on Seth Smith's RBI single, which would bring in Colin Cowgill. A scary moment in the 9th as Arizona's closer J.J. Putz was hit by a Coco Crisp line drive. The trains would come out, but after a few warm-up tosses, Putz appeared all right, as he was able to get Adam Rosales to ground out to second to end the game. The Diamondbacks are now at .500 for the first time since early May, when they posted a record of 14-14.
Dominic and I also spent some time at Chase Field covering the pitching matchup of Trevor Cahill and Jared Parker. The pitchers faced off at Chase Field, facing the team that traded them this offseason. Take a look.
Trevor Cahill and Jared Parker are two pitchers, one for the Arizona Diamondbacks and one for the Oakland Athletics. They both pitched this past Saturday night. They were involved in a trade that sent Trevor Cahill to the Diamondbacks and Jared Parker to the A's. They faced their former teams on Saturday night, but trades are a very common part in all of sports.
Unlike most trades, this one was successful for both sides. We went to Chase Field to see why. In advance of Saturday's matchup, Breslow spoke with us about the shift from a rebuilding A's team to a contending D-backs squad.
There's an expectation to win here to get to the postseason. It seems like anything short of returning to the playoffs will be a disappointment, whereas, obviously in Oakland, they're trying to develop. They're in a rebuilding mode, I guess. But, absolutely here with the success that the team had last year, there's the expectation that if we don't get back, we'll be disappointed.
The Athletics' Ryan Cook found new success in Oakland after a short stint in the majors with Arizona. He spent 3 years in the minors prior to being called up to the big league club. Cook didn't have much time to adjust to his new clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't think you really change who you are. You're always kind of the same guy in the clubhouse, no matter what team you're on. It was a little different, obviously, in spring training, getting to meet a whole new team who already had team chemistry. And so that was a little bit different. But other than that, I mean, once I got to know everybody, it's just like the same old.
Kurt Suzuki, who wasn't involved in the trade, has served as the catcher for all of the pitchers in the trade. When a catcher sees an ace of a ball club leave, Suzuki comments on how their relationship continues.
You remain friends. I mean, you build a relationship, a pretty strong relationship with your pitcher, throughout the course of a season and getting to know them as, just off the field, on the field, and so you build a pretty good bond. And then, when they kind of go to different teams, obviously keep that relationship, but you're not able to work with them. But, everything pretty much stays the same.
While the distance between the teammates may have increased, their bonds on the diamond will never be forgotten.
Right now, the D-backs are on a 6-game road trip against the Rangers and the Angels. They will return to Chase Field next week to take on the Mariners. Dom, it's interesting to see how players can maintain relationships after they've been traded.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool to see. I can't imagine what it'd be like if a Red Sox and Yankees player were traded. I hope the D-backs can pick up the pace. Coming up after the break, we're going to show you how educational cuts can affect many dreams. Stay with us.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges.
With so many programs being cut all around the valley, kids find a way to get their creative juices flowing.
While school art programs across the valley are being cut, Camp Broadway is in session this summer.
Camp Broadway is a national company that started 17 years ago, but we've been taking our program on tour, and this is the 13th year here at ASU Gamage.
Although many people believe the arts are not important, the arts remain alive in the hearts of the staff and students.
This program has really given me confidence. It's definitely made me a little more sure of myself. I'm not afraid of singing in front of groups anymore because this has really helped me just come out of my shell, and that's one of the reasons why I love it.
I think it lights a spark for the kids, and if we can get them interested, then they're gonna seek out other programs locally throughout the year.
After getting a chance to see the cast of $1 Million Quartet here at Gamage, now the kids get a chance to get up close and personal.
Someone told me once that talent is defined to them as the obsession to learn. It's not something that you just have.
My favorite part is probably the singing. We do that with one of the guys from Broadway.
These future performers are beginning their dream one number at a time while keeping the arts alive. Kaylee Nassif, Cronkite TV.
It looks like those kids are proving that Broadway is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, we know the weather is starting to get incredibly hot. We can tell that summer is most definitely here.
Here is Justine Dominguez with our weather forecast for the week.
Thanks, guys. Now let's take a look at our forecast for today. 103 is current temperature, humidity is 9%, winds coming from the southwest at 10 miles per hour with no chance of rainfall today. Current temps around the valley, 99 in Deer Valley, 101 at Luke Air Force Base, 102 in Goodyear, 103 in Sky Harbor, 100 in Scottsdale, as well as in Mesa. Satellite radar shows severe thunderstorms moving from Chicago down toward St. Louis, as well as from Atlanta up toward New York. Current temps around the nation show 75 in Portland, 72 in San Francisco, 103 here in Phoenix, 77 in Denver, and 88 in Chicago. Highs for today in Arizona, 100 in Tucson, 102 in Yuma, Prescott is at 87, and 78 in Flagstaff. Our 5-day forecast shows our highs in the triple digits, with Tuesday at 104, Wednesday at 105, Thursday at 103, Friday at 100, and Saturday at 101. As you can see, there is no chance of rainfall throughout this entire week, so stay hydrated and stay out of the sun. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Justine. It was first reported on Saturday that a wildfire broke out in southern Colorado. There are very thin resources to fight the fire with, only 10 air tankers and a crew of 400 firefighters. The Colorado officials have also increased the damage by an estimate of 100 structures, but it is not determined what kind. The fire has burned around 58 square miles, and as of Saturday, there was one person reported missing. Smoke has been seen as far as Nebraska, Kansas, and Texas, though it is likely to hit Colorado through the Stricken Front Range. The restaurant business is taken to the streets in downtown Phoenix. Cronkite TV reporter Gabriela Martinez shows us more.
Food Truck Fridays have only been going on for 2 years, but have already attracted a lot of attention.
I could come get a hot dog and creme brulee in the same stop.
From hamburgers to fried bread, the food trucks offer lots of variety.
And the food's good. I hope the food is tremendous.
A new trend has hit the streets of downtown Phoenix. Food on Wheels is taking this city by storm.
And it's a different environment from being inside, like where it's all congested. It's really good, especially for students. It's really different.
I live and work downtown, so this has been awesome ever since they started it.
It's now a Friday lunch tradition in downtown. Food Truck Friday is a big hit for everyone. In Phoenix, I'm Gabriela Martinez, Cronkite TV.
Food Truck Friday is every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., located next to the Phoenix Public Market. So go on out and taste deliciousness. You know, I went out there last Friday and had the best burger of my life.
Well, make sure you grab a nice water because it's pretty hot outside.
Definitely. That's all the time we have for you today. I'm Dominic Catronio.
And I'm Kaylee Nassif. Thanks for tuning in and join us again on Cronkite TV.